Hey guys, what's going on? This is Pants Our Dragon, and today we'll be doing a little video on the top 5 best supports for patch 6.3. The last time I did this video was in patch 5.24, so that was a very long time ago. That was like 3 months ago. So we just gotta do a little update on the support tier list. So with all that being said, let's get started. So number 5 is going to be Blitzcrank, or the champion that everyone plays if they have to fill as a support. Because well, support's a pretty complicated role, but as Blitzcrank all you gotta do is land a pull and you've basically done something successful. And this champion is my go-to when I have to play support. Of course in support main hands it's also good too, but I feel like there are better champions in the game that they can definitely play. Yeah, this champion is just great, so bursty, so fun, and you can easily carry his Blitzcrank if you play him well. Then next up is going to be Alistair. So Alistair got some nerfs to his E where the mana cost is, well, higher. And that's what made him really strong before, because he can just spam his E and just sustain his lane, and of course his team once he got the mid game and late game. But now it seems like he's more oriented to going Q and W, or still Wind Speaker because it's only 10 more mana. But it's honestly up to Alistair on how he wants to play. Basically the nerfs were very minor, and so in that sense he's still a really good champion. Still got that 70% damage reduction coming from his ultimate, and he can tower dive like a beast, or roam mid and, you know, do some roaming stuff. But now it's easier to use your QW combo because they added the input buffering to it, so now you won't mess up. Next up at number 3 we have Thresh. Thresh is the champion who can be played offensively and defensively, but Thresh is probably the hardest support to play in the game right now, just because of how much ways he can use his abilities. So if you know what to use him properly, he can definitely carry his lane and just achieve the victory. But now if you suck ass at Thresh, or a mediocre Thresh like me, I do not recommend playing him. For me, I'd say I'm average, but that's not good enough in my opinion. So I do not play him since I cannot play him as well as other people in my ELO. But he's definitely really good if you know what you're doing. Next up is going to be Bard. So Bard is a champion who is really good in the right hands. It is very hard to utilize him and use him. But of course he got buffs in the early game where he can get leaps a little bit more and he just spawn around the map. And with that, he just has more roam potential, more damage, and just getting a little bit more levels too. I do feel like he is a very strong champion because all he needs to do is land a Q and an auto attack, and then he can just proc Thunderlords easy peasy lemon squeezy. Next up at number 1 is going to be Janna. Janna is a piece of shit champion. She's the biggest cockblock for any assassins. After AD carry or mid laner is super fed, she'll just cockblock you with their ultimate and tornadoes and a bunch of shit. And then you're left crying because you can't really kill an AD carry. So yeah, one of the best peelers in League of Legends as a support. She's actually one of the champions I do ban in champion select because I just dislike her so much. And oftentimes if you ever see me stream, you will see me ban her a lot. Next up, we're going to be doing some auto mentions, and first up is going to be Soraka. Soraka is a champion who is also really cancer. That's why I used to play her, and she is one of my highest level champions, you know, according to Champion Mastery. But I don't play her anymore, because she got nerfed with the mana cost, so she can't spam heals all day anymore in lane. She's eventually just going to run out. But I do know a lot of other people play her, so she's still decent in that sense. You know, her mid game is probably the same because she probably has a decent mana pool by then, and you know, they didn't really nerf the numbers, so she's still good. I just would rather play Blitzcrank, because I prefer champions who aren't nerfed. And then next up we have Braum. He's cool. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, that's about it. And next up we're going to be doing a new segment where I answer questions from my last video on supports, and you guys asked, what about Nautilus? So in S6 he does have a buff because of the masteries, you know, runic armor giving him 8% more shield, and just a bunch of other stuff, but the main thing is, I feel like he's more of a top laner now. You can still play him support because nothing's really changed to him, but I feel like he's being seen a lot more in top lane. And a different question, people are building, you know, I have Equinox and tanky support, what makes the difference between Face of Mountain and this item. Personally, when I looked at both of the items, Equinox looks like a piece of shit to me. Like when I combine the Sightstone and Relic Shield, I'm paying 600 gold for 175 health, plus 1 extra ward, and the cost efficiency on it's like 78%, but Face the Mountain also kind of sucks because the active kind of sucks, and personally I can't see myself buying the item unless that extra ward is actually really valuable. But on someone like Blitzcrank, I don't really need Face the Mountain because I don't really build health, so I guess I can build it to combine that item, but it's definitely very confusing on which to buy, to be honest. And next up, Tay asked, where's Tom? Although this question was asked before the nerfs, basically he's just nerfed down to shit. He may be like a below average top laner, but as a support and in the nerfs of patch 6.2, oh boy, He's just absolute garbage. He's actually worse than Willow's Tom Kench, because now he doesn't get any more movement speed when he devours an ally. So yeah, he's a really bad champion right now, I guess. And yeah, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like if you did like this video, and if you didn't, make sure to leave a dislike. If you want to see future videos like this, make sure to subscribe. And I am Pastor Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.